The UK government has pledged to give refuge to thousands of children fleeing conflicts, particularly refugees from the civil war in Syria.
إنه سوريا هي بس اللي ما بخلينا نرجع له هو القصف والدمار.
Over 6,000 children, a third of them arriving alone, sought asylum in the UK last year.
I called my brother, I told him, I'm in the UK now. It was very, very nice. It was a very nice time.
Hello, Johnson.
Immigration is a highly contentious issue, with most people in the UK saying they want it brought down.
I believe in myself.
But how does being a refugee look through the eyes of the young people arriving here?
صحيح نحن جينا جداد مشان نعرف البلد أكثر مشان فورا يعني نستقر هون.
This is the story of 7 young people who have fled conflict and made it to Britain, and the people who've welcomed them here.
We have a responsibility as human beings to ensure that children are safe and just are supported to be the best they can be.
Wales has been in the vanguard of welcoming asylum seekers, with every local authority here volunteering to take refugees. Today, another Syrian family of 3 children, mum and dad, is about to arrive. Waiting to meet them are their aunt and cousins, who were granted asylum here a year ago and now live in Cardiff.
How are you feeling about seeing your aunt and your cousins?
Excited, so excited. Actually, she's like my big sister. قبل سنتين 6 سنوات ما شفتها.
أول واحدة. حتشوف أول مرة حتشوف أول مرة.
Arriving from a Syrian refugee camp in Turkey are Abdul, who uses a wheelchair, his 2 sisters, Rowan and Jana, and their parents.
إيه ده.
أنا خالي.
حبيبي. شلون كانت السفرة؟ سويت هيك الحمد لله.
لأني كنت طول الوقت نايم.
طب
أنا ما في.
My name is Abdul. Me 10. I'm from Syria. Go Turkey and go Wales.
بك يا روحي.
وعدتنا أن كنت حابب أشوف الدنيا من فوق. وعدتنا كثير وعدتنا بالطيارة كثير كان شيء حلو وكثير أنا استمتعت بهذاك الوقت.
Abdul has spinal muscular atrophy, a progressive disease that causes severe muscle wasting. The family lived just outside Aleppo and stayed through the first 4 years of the war.
My name is Rowan. I'm 11. أنا كنت أحب أكثر شيء بسوريا أنه كنا هناك بيت كنا قاعدين بالمزرعة عند جدي فيها طابقين ومسبح وسطوح ونانتي كانت عائلتنا كلها هناك كنا نجمع كلياتنا هناك كانت أحلى أيام وهون كمان يعني.
But as fighting intensified, the family had to flee to Turkey.
وقت طلعنا كان أنا عمري 8 سنين. وقت رحنا مرة تهريب كان بالصيف وكنت بالكسي. وقت طلعنا كمان كان صعب. وكان يعني أول ما نطلع على تركيا كنا يعني ما كنا عارفين حالنا أننا نستقر هناك. نحن كنا فاكرين أنه بس يعني زيارة ونرجع ننزل بس يعني بعدين استقرينا هناك ما كنا نعرف يعني شلون كيف أحوال رفقاتي وهيك.
A house in Newport has been prepared for the family by the Syrian Vulnerable Persons Relocation Scheme.
Hello.
Abdul Rakia. Hello. You all right? Find your way.
And a couple of local volunteers have come to help them with their English.
What about that one?
Go.
Yes, go. Well done.
We were worried about what was happening with people who were caught up in terrible situations in the world.
Who can
and sing. They're so amazing how they're embracing everything and, you know, really willing to become part of the community and to make new lives themselves. It's just fantastic. You're getting all the cards, aren't you?
Abdul and his family have already been given refugee status in the UK, but for many young people, the situation is more complicated. 17-year-old Omar fled Syria a year ago. When he set out, he spoke no English.
I left Syria because not safe country. You be scared all the time. It's very bad now. It's not safe, never. Nobody in Syria is safe now.
Omar hoped to join his older brother, who has refugee status and lives in Cardiff. But to get here, he faced a long and risky journey through Europe to a truck stop in Belgium.
All my journey, it was like 6 months from Syria to here to Cardiff. When I went to the lorry, like I've been scared because I don't know what's going to happen for me. From Belgium, it was 5 o'clock in the morning. Like I stayed at the lorry, I think to afternoon. I called my brother, I told him, I'm in the UK now. It was very, very nice. It was a very nice time. And he told me, where are you now? Where are you? You are in the UK, but where are you now? I said, I don't know. I don't know, but I'm sure I'm in the UK now.
Omar's brother, Hassan, found him and brought him to Cardiff. It was the first time the brothers had seen each other in 3 years.
This was an amazing day, lovely day. I have to hug him or kiss him or keep him close from me. Just, I want to keep him, don't move, never. Stay with me. Yeah, and I take him to my house, like, I bring him after 1 hour, he changes clothes and he take a shower. I take him directly to the home office and they take him from me and they make interview with him.
Omar's Syrian papers prove he was 16 on arrival in the UK, so while his asylum application is considered, he's the responsibility of the Children's Services team at Cardiff City Council.
Number one, you have nice and fresh haircut, you're smiling, you seem to be happy.
His social worker, Bisra, specialises in working with child refugees. Her home country, Yugoslavia, was torn apart by war in the 1990s, and she knows full well the anxiety of waiting for an asylum decision.
So, did you finish your exams?
Yeah, I finished the writing and the reading. Yeah. I have another exam speaking.
Your English has improved, that's no doubt.
Yeah, I can speak English, I can read, but not everything. Yeah, just a little.
Absolutely. So, when is your home office interview?
I think on 17th of December.
So hopefully once you have your interview, you will have decision.
Yeah.
He's now waiting for the Home Office interview to present his case, and then Home Office will make decision after the substantive interview. And decision could take from 2 weeks, I would say, to 2 months, even longer sometime, depending on the case.
The government aims to decide asylum claims within 6 months, but it can take much longer. Until Omar gets a decision, the threat of being returned to Syria hangs over him. It's just over a month since Abdul and his family arrived in Newport after fleeing their home near Aleppo in Syria.
Child day ticket. Okay? Child day ticket.
For their support worker, Garda, from the Vulnerable Persons Relocation Scheme, the priority now is to get the 2 older kids ready for school. Although 10-year-old Abdul and his sister Rowan both went to school in Syria, this is the first time either of them have ever had to wear a school uniform.
المدرسة اللي كانت بسوريا كانت هي حلوة، وكان عندي أصدقاء لأنه كانت بالطابع الأرضي. بسوريا الباص إيش ما كان أغراض، ما في أغراض خاصة، بس أول مرة كنت رايح أشوف الأغراض.
He's fine because he'll have special boots, I think.
والأغراض هن كتير حلوين.
Oh, you found them. That's great.
البنطلون أسود والبلوزات حمر واسمه ليزباري برايمري سكول.
يلا جربي هاي أساس يروحوا يعملوا له الشعار فيها. That's too big. That's I think too big. Maybe a smaller than that because he's a bit smaller than Zayn.
غير حلو بس كم أنا بحبه.
هذه منيحة ولا كبيرة؟
لا كويسة.
لا شوي كبيرة صح؟
كلها سمول.
شايفة شلون؟ طلع لا Is that Velcro?
It's not a Velcro. I've had to put them on order.
Is it?
Coming in later on.
Oh, school tie. تعرفي كيف تربطيها؟ طلع كده.
أنا أول مرة أنا كنا بلبس الجرافة وحتى كل يعني البابا وهيك يعني ما كنا متعودين أن نلبس الجرافة.
شو رأيك إنك تلبسي كرافتة؟ حلو؟
حلو.
هاي شيء عادي إنه بنات يلبسوا كرافتة؟
لا شيء غريب.
إيه طب وأنتي شو رأيك؟ ما علينا؟
ما علينا.
When Abdul's parents fled their home country, they left behind a thriving family business and a close-knit extended family.
طلعنا من سوريا نأمن لهم مستقبل أحسن، أفضل، حياة آمنة، بعيدة عن كل المخاطر اللي موجودة حاليا بسوريا.
كويسة يعني عادي.
حاسة إنه
الدراسة والتعليم لا في أمان هلا في أمان.
وكمان روان صار لنا شيء أنسة كثير كبيرة. أنا ما بنعرف لسه إيش حيب بالمستقبل.
So far, over 600 Syrians have come to Wales under the relocation scheme. Not everyone is happy with the way the money's being spent.
I've just walked down behind people that are, no disrespect, but are not our United Kingdom people. And I'm not being disrespectful to these lovely people, but I think refugees, I think we should help so many because we're all human beings. But I think the United Kingdom has lost the plot a wee bit, and I think that we should be looking after our own before looking after other people. No disrespect, I'm a humanitarian and I'll help them, but there's people in our country that are sleeping on the streets and they're giving everything to everybody else instead of giving it to our own people.
In recent polls, a quarter of all Britons rank immigration as the most important issue facing the country, with over half wanting it reduced. With young people like Omar coming into the UK, age assessment has become a particularly contentious area.
So this meeting came about because of representation that I had from Linda about the age assessment process, broadly speaking.
The nurses and dentists are being asked to participate in the process of age assessing, and as a health board, you know, there's a bit of a concern as to how that information will be used.
There was all kinds of information around dentistry and bone density, and my understanding has always been that there isn't an exact science. Age assessments aren't necessarily carried out on all young people, and it's important to be clear that it's virtually impossible to be exact when assessing the age of anybody.
Debbie Martin-Jones runs the Cardiff Looked After Children team, which took in a group of young refugees when the Calais camp closed in 2016. At the time, questions were raised over whether they really were under 18.
Having met the 11 young people, absolutely hand on heart, they were children. And I could only think that, you know, God forbid my children ever face something like that. I'd like to think that somebody would help them. So I think we have a responsibility as human beings to ensure that children are safe and just are supported to be the best they can be.
Omar's Syrian ID papers have been authenticated by the Home Office, so his age is not in doubt.
I'm Martin Pryor. I'm an independent reviewing officer.
Today he has an important meeting with his support team to discuss his schooling and asylum claim. But Omar's greatest concern is the safety of his family back home.
Okay, maybe it would help if we find out how Omar's doing in school.
I think for Omar, what's coming over is that he's extremely polite and respectful. He's motivated in his lessons and it's really positive. You're doing really, really well.
Bisra mentioned the progress at the Home Office, and I'm just going to ask you to think about the big picture first, please, Bisra, and then we'll find out what Omar needs to do next.
Home Office has now received and acknowledged that they received all his documents. So once we have that interview, we'll agree with Omar if he wishes his support worker or myself to accompany him. So that's where we are at.
So I'm happy that we're making progress, you're making progress in lots of different ways. Is there anything you'd like to ask the review?
Just about my family.
Okay.
Yeah. I miss him.
Yeah.
لا أنا بحكي معهم أحيانا بس بخاف عليهم لأنه أحيانا بصير عندهم قصف وهيك بخاف عليهم.
Do you feel that you have people you can talk to about your worries in that respect?
ما أعرف.
We would love to be able to bring your family here, which would be absolutely ideal if we could, but unfortunately.
I'm worried about my family because they are in danger. My parents, when they call me, they tell me sometimes it's bad, sometimes bombs and not safe, you know, like there it's not safe now. I miss them. I have brother here, but it's not enough. It's not like same my mother and same my father.
Some of Abdul's relatives are also back in Syria, but his aunt's family have settled very successfully just half an hour away in Cardiff. The two families get together for a meal every week.
My wife almost spent more than half of her life away from her family. And she's very close to this sister especially. Now her sister is here, I think she feels more connected to family. When she sees her sister as she sees her whole family.
On their long journey to the UK, the family was split across several different countries before finally being reunited in Wales. Their father has now set up a successful restaurant in the centre of Cardiff.
We came here to build our better future, especially for my kids. I don't want them to experience anything like those children in Syria.
Nearly all the family now have asylum in the UK, but for their second son, Mohammed, things are more complicated. He spent 3 years trying to join them.
So I started from Bulgaria, going all the way to Germany, spent a month in France, and after that maybe 4 months in Brussels. And then after that I got at the lorry and got for 12 hours in the back of the lorry.
Mohammed went to Cardiff police station and called his dad.
My father was so surprised and he was so happy about that also. First time I saw my family at front of the door. It was like the happiest moment in my life.
His family may have refugee status here, but Mohammed is still waiting.
I just want to stay with my family in the first place. I need nothing else. Actually nothing else.
عبودة أحط لك قطعتين من هاي كتير كتير طيبة ها حبيب تفضل عبودة حطه على الطاولة حطه على الطاولة أيوة
Many Syrian asylum seekers have been able to come to the UK with their families, but for those fleeing less high-profile conflicts, the journey here is often a much lonelier undertaking. When Mariam fled Somalia 4 years ago, aged just 14, she had to leave her family behind. Still awaiting an asylum decision, she's terrified that the Islamist group Al-Shabaab will persecute her family, so she's covering her face on camera to hide her identity.
My country, the ladies, they're using like animal. The girl, she can't go out alone. She can't talk anyone. And they say, you are not good, we killed you, or we cut your hand, or we cut your head. Every lady, they worry about that. I have no place to go, and I want to live now here in the UK.
Mariam applied for asylum when she arrived in the UK almost a year ago. Every day she has to wait for a decision prolongs the anxiety.
I'm still waiting for the answer. I don't know why we take the 1 year to waiting.
Mariam escaped Somalia, but almost died on the way to the UK. She wants to share her story so that more people can understand what some refugee kids have to endure. Last year, more than 2,000 unaccompanied children applied for asylum in the UK. Many of them risked their lives to get here. When Mariam was just 14, she was targeted by the Islamist group Al-Shabaab for allegedly touching a man's hand.
I'm working in the market, find some food for my family. And you know, some people when they find something, or if you work for the shop, maybe when you give it the money, the hand, they will touch together.
Mariam was spotted and challenged by members of Al-Shabaab.
They say the man's not your husband. Why he touch you for hand? They say you are not good person. You are bad, and they say we have to kill you.
Under threat of execution, Mariam fled Somalia and made it to Egypt. There, like thousands of others, she paid traffickers and made the treacherous journey across the Mediterranean.
We were 90 people, and we were in the sea 7 days. Some people, they died with hunger. Some people, they died with needed drinking water. Between Italy and Egypt, the boats are broken. I am in the middle of the sea. I can't see any house or trees. And I lost that day. My best friend, she died when we started to swim. That time we are 3 persons, and I'm so tired. I tried to swim again, and I say, don't give up, God, don't give up, don't give up. But I can't.
Mariam was spotted in the water from an Italian helicopter, picked up by boat and taken to hospital in Naples. After a few weeks, she found another trafficker who smuggled her to the UK. Mariam applied for asylum right away and has been waiting for a decision for the last 10 months. While she waits, she's getting support from Maria, a personal advisor with Children's Services.
We're all currently working with asylum seekers who are waiting to receive a decision from the Home Office. Have you met the solicitor before?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And the interpreter?
Maria will help Mariam while she's waiting to hear from the Home Office about her asylum claim.
The challenges for them, we find, is that they are absolutely petrified. They miss their family, they don't know where their mother is, they don't know where their father is, they'll mention siblings, and it's very sad, very, very sad. They're here in the UK alone.
Mariam and Omar both found their way to the UK alone, but the majority of children and young people seeking asylum here arrive, like Abdul and Ruwan, with their families. In Newport, it's 11-year-old Ruwan's first day at school. The last time she went to school was in a refugee camp in Turkey.
صرتي رجال أعمال.
شايفة شيء؟ ما بدي أنا خلص الشباك.
يا المطار.
ما في عندي
لا تفرق جاكيتك هذاك.
ما في شمسية.
لساتك تعسانة؟
لا.
يلا هلا.
بدك تتعودي.
يومين 3 بتجي الساعة 3 ننام الساعة 8 الساعة 7:30 كل يوم.
الحمد لله.
جاهزة؟
جاهزة.
جاهزة لأول يوم؟ رجعت بالخير. المطر. أيوة الأول.
Thank you.
As Ruwan heads off to high school, down the road at Lisweri Primary, her brother Abdul is about to meet his new classmates.
So Mrs. Bruce, this is Abdul Razak. Hi. Hello. How are you? I'm fine.
Good. Okay.
Hello.
Are we ready? Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Well done. That's really good.
Thank you.
وطلع والمدرسة هي كانت كتير حلوة وأنا أكثر شي بحب المدرسة. المدرسة اللي رحت عليها هي كانت قبل هاي كانت هي بتركيا، كان هي صعبة شوي ووداتها كان صعبة كمان. والمدرسة هي كانت 4 طوابق وأنا كنت بالطابق الأخير. هذا اللي صعب عندي. أنا ما خلوني كان أنزل على الفرصة إنه ما يخلوني لأنه أنا عندي مرض، عشان هيك ما كان يخلوني أنزل لتحت. بس أنا كنت أحب أنزل مرة بالصف ما حدا يرفقاتي لأنه كلهم ينزلوا يلعبوا تحت.
Come on, Jack, learn to drive.
كنت أحب نفسي اللي بحبها هون. جاك بتفشني عن وقت بنطلع على الفرصة، لتاني بتفشني بالفرصة.
بطاطا بس بطاطا بس.
بحب الأنسات كلياتهم وما بحب الأكل بالمدرسة.
30 pounds, round at £28.99.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Life may be getting better for Abdul and his family in Newport, but at his aunt's house in Cardiff, there's a crisis concerning Abdul's cousin, Mohammed. Mohammed made it to Wales 6 months ago, and since then he's signed in every 2 weeks with the Home Office in Cardiff as his asylum claim is assessed. But 2 days ago, he was detained by the authorities and taken to an immigration removal centre near Oxford.
The reason why he been detained, due to he has been given in 2014 refugee status in Bulgaria, and he has to be removed to Bulgaria.
4 years ago, when Mohammed was 16, he was held in a refugee camp in Bulgaria. Under international law, his status should be settled in the country where he first claimed asylum. So he's now under threat of deportation back to Bulgaria.
I can't believe, like, you would want this upon family, that when, like, especially if you have your kids of your own, they'd never, like, if that happened to them, they'd never allow that to happen. They wouldn't want it to happen. Why would you wish it upon any other family that are so hardworking and just want nothing but to be together?
The word of refugee is very hard. It cut my heart when people look at me as a refugee. I don't want to be a refugee. I have my own business. I support my family. I pay my tax. But unfortunately, Home Office, what do you want from us?
We've been all trying to be, like, really strong for my parents and for my mum. Like, all we want is for my brother to be here. We don't want anything other than him being a part of the family here in the UK.
We have suffered from separation of the family. In the beginning, my family been separated into 4 people. One of my son was Muhammad, was in Bulgaria. Salah was in Germany. My wife and 2 daughters was in Turkey, and myself was here. So the family been separated into 4 parts, and we tried our best. We struggled to get together, to reunite, and once we done, after 4 years, again they want to separate a part of family. I don't know why.
With Mohammed still in a detention centre facing imminent deportation to Bulgaria, the family are hoping for a change of heart from the Home Office. Omar first claimed asylum in Wales, so he's being assessed here. He's preparing for what's known as his substantive interview. This is the most important stage of the asylum process, after which the Home Office will decide if he's a genuine asylum seeker and allowed to stay in the UK.
So thank you everyone for coming in today. We're just here to talk about your forthcoming asylum interview.
Along with his social worker Bisra, Omar's solicitor is explaining what the interview will entail.
What's really important to know is the person who's interviewing you already knows about you. It's really important that you are consistent in what you say and it matches what you said in your statement. For example, if someone says, I've never been tortured, I've never been arrested, and then they go to interview and explain that they've been arrested and tortured 3 times, that's a huge inconsistency. And when there are inconsistencies, it leads the Home Office to think that somebody's lying. They may ask you geographical questions. Yeah. They may also conduct what's called language analysis. And that's to demonstrate that the dialect of Arabic that you speak is from Syria and not from any other country. Because the position of Syrians claiming asylum in the UK is so favourable, everyone who speaks Arabic says that they're Syrian, pretty much. So they use language analysis as a way of trying to filter out who might be not Syrian. Good, okay. Is there anything else that anyone else would like to discuss whilst we're here? Any other issues that have arisen?
All things that he want to ask Home Office. How can he bring his family, his parents, because that's what he worries. He doesn't worry about him because he's safe now.
I'm more about myself because I'm safe now, but I'm worried about my parents.
It's a natural worry, and I understand that worry, but I need to be honest with you and say it's difficult. We have a policy in the UK called family reunion, but the policy only allows you to bring a pre-existing spouse. It doesn't allow you to bring in a parent. I don't want to give you any false hope, or I'd rather just be honest with you and tell you it's not easy.
Under family reunion rules, there's little chance that Omar will be reunited with his parents. But for teenage sisters Malaz and Mahab, there's more hope. They've not seen their father or younger sisters for over a year, since they fled to the UK from Sudan with their mother. They've been accepted as refugees after their mum suffered a campaign of ethnic persecution and violence.
Because of our tribe, when we have troubles, you can see that it's racism against us. So what happened, that mom had problems, and I don't know what exactly happened, but when we came after school normally, we came home, but we didn't find my mom. 6 days, and we didn't find my mom. We didn't know where she is, we didn't know why she's not here, we didn't know anything. After 6 days, my mom came, and she looked like she's punched. I mean, her whole body was red, and she was crying. From that day, she decided that she can't stay in Sudan anymore.
The family made plans to flee the country, but they didn't have enough money for all of them to make the journey. So they decided that Mum would try to escape with 2 of her daughters.
That was a hard day. We was crying until we arrived here. It was a hard time. It's hard
It's the first time to me to see my dad crying.
Yeah.
In that day, I feel like my heart is small pieces.
اتصل على الشركة بتاعت الكهرباء عشان يدونا كهرباء.
رقم؟
انت يا ملاذ ولا اتصل انا؟
لا أنا حتصل خلاص.
Because Maha's husband and daughters count as her immediate family, they've been granted travel visas to come to the UK. If they get here, they will be given asylum. The catch is that their travel visas are only valid for 1 month, but the family doesn't have the money to pay for flights for all 3 to come over.
يا ما أعرف أعمل شنو، يعني أحاسيس كثيرة مختلطة. بيجوا يعني يوصلوا المفروض في خلال شهر، بس أنا يعني هسي أنا وبناتي ال3 ما عندنا ولا جنيه ولا باوند ولا حتى بينس في يدنا، ما عندنا. كويسة. أنا كويسة.
With such a tight window on the visas and no money to pay for all 3 flights, they have no way of bringing the rest of the family to the UK. Their only hope is to seek help from the Red Cross.
So good news, you've got your visas. Yeah, brilliant. Can I have a look at your paperwork?
Yeah.
The Red Cross have got a long tradition of providing practical and emotional support to asylum seekers and refugees. So who have we got here? Rahaf?
Rahaf, yeah.
How old is Rahaf?
10.
Oh, she's lovely. My maths is really bad, so you'll have to help me out with the dates. Okay. The people that we help are people that cannot afford to bring the family over themselves. In this case, we're talking about a father and 2 daughters. When was the last time you seen your family in Sudan?
آخر يوم أنت شفتي ناس بابا؟
يوم 1 November.
So last year, 1st of November.
Yeah.
If I can help somebody find their family members, if I can help to reunite a family, or just to be able to signpost them to other organisations that can help them, we all get together to help them in the best way that we can. Okay, I'm going to send this off to London. They will look at your case and decide whether or not they can help you. I must tell you though that most people are getting 1 month visas, which causes a little bit of an issue for us because we're always working on tight timescales for everything. Okay, they decide very quickly whether it's a yes or a no, and as soon as they contact me, I will contact you. Okay.
Legal aid to help bring families to the UK was stopped in 2013. So for thousands of refugees, the Red Cross is their last chance. But not everyone is successful. Mariam is also still in limbo, waiting for a decision on her refugee status. It's been almost a year since she made it to the UK and applied for asylum after fleeing from an Islamist terror group in Somalia. Her personal advisor, Maria, has just called the hostel where she's staying.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Maria, a Children's Services personal advisor, is on her way to see Mariam. She has news from the Home Office.
All of our young people are very vulnerable through what they have experienced in their life. The challenges for them is that they cannot plan ahead because of the worry that if they were not granted leave to remain and had to return back to their home country, the implications there. Hello, how are you? You okay? She's absolutely petrified that she's going to be sent back to her home country. Okay, I have received a copy of the letter, and I thought it'd be nice if I read it to you, okay? I am delighted to confirm that your asylum claim has been successful and that you have been granted leave to remain as a recognised refugee. So it's all good. Okay. It's good, it's good news. It's fine, it's fine. How are you feeling?
Very happy.
Yeah? You've been worrying. You can breathe, you can relax. Oh.
Yesterday I'm so worried and today I'm so happy. Now I believe I will be staying in UK and I will say thank you.
Last year, the Home Office initially rejected 68% of asylum applications. This is one of the highest rejection rates in Europe, double that of Spain, Germany, Sweden, Austria or Holland. But for a young person fleeing violence, sanctuary in the UK is life-changing.
I believe in myself. In myself.
And despite widespread opposition to immigration, the young people we filmed have experienced little hostility and all feel very welcome. The Red Cross have paid for all 3 flights for Malaz and Ma'ab's father and sisters, so their family is about to be reunited.
How are you feeling, Malaz?
Exciting, because my dad is coming. A lot of feelings, a lot of everything. Oh, yeah, I'm really happy.
Oh my God. Oh my God. خلط الشنطة خلط.
For 17-year-old Omar, there's news from the Home Office. His social worker Bisra has asked to meet him and his brother at school.
Your solicitor sent me an email today, and you have been granted asylum.
Oh no! Really?
Yes. You have been granted refugee status for 5 years. Oh my God.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yes.
I feel very, very happy. I don't know, amazing feel. I don't know how I can explain, but it's also very amazing.
Time.
And after a campaign by their local MP and supporters in Cardiff, Abdul's cousin Mohammed has been released from the deportation centre. He can stay with his family for the moment, but still doesn't know whether he'll be granted asylum.
After 8 months, I'm still waiting.
How do you feel inside about not knowing?
I don't feel that I know where I'm going to.
till I get my residence.
It's like I'm in handcuffs. I can't do anything. I'm just waiting for a response from the Home Office.
But you can't there.
I don't want to go back to Bulgaria.
I think there's nothing more important than being with your family. Because without your family support, I think you'll be lost.
So I hope that as soon as possible that I get an answer from the Home Office.
What are your plans for yourself in the future?
I want to be a dentist. Yeah, I'm gonna study medicine. Gonna be a dentist, inshallah. In my life, well, I'm gonna travel around the world. It's not a good idea.
I wanna be a doctor. I wanna be strong woman, independent, doesn't need a man. Yeah.
أنا إنسان يعني أعلم الناس وبحب أنا الكل يتعلم ما يكون ما بيعرف شيء أبداً.
I will stay in the UK because now I am safe and I am studying. I want to study to be an electrician.
أحب أكون دكتور عشان أعرف كل الناس مو مثل الدكاترة في ناس اللي ما بيعرفوا دكتور بيعطوه أي دواء بس أنا ما بحب هيك لازم يكون دكتور بيعرف إيش عم بيعطي مو الدكاترة اللي ما بيعرفوا إيش عم بيعطوا بيجوا يودوا لمرض أخطر وأنا بحب أعطي شيء معالج أكثر عشان هيك أنا بحب أساعد الناس وأكون دكتور.